Starts now.
I think today is the last dance for winter. But you never know in this state. Who knows? It's Wednesday, though, so we do know we have some wacky videos, and we'll actually have a pretty funny story to tell today. Then we'll head south to Marathon County and learn how Wausau and Mosinee got their names. We'll get to all that in a bit, but first, here's your top 4 at 4. 300 COVID vaccines will be available at Prince of Peace Lutheran Church in Eagle River this Friday. The church is partnering with Lac-Vieux Desert Health Center up in Watersmeet. Registration is required for the event. Go to lvdhealthcenter.com or call 715-337-2247. The event is from 9 to 3. And while we're here, the Oneida County Health Department is hosting clinics tomorrow and Saturday in Rhinelander. Reach out to the department to register. If you have an oak tree in your yard that needs pruning, the DNR recommends waiting until at least August to do that. That's because it's peak time for oak wilt, a fatal disease to red and black oak trees. And here's a map, I think we'll have a map, of the disease spread in Wisconsin. It's more common in southern Wisconsin, but still some cases in the Northwoods. Oak wilt disease is often spread through airborne fungal spores, so the DNR recommends not pruning your tree during the summer. And if a tree is somehow damaged, apply tree paint or wound dressing immediately. This Saturday, Rhinelander Scouts will be dropping off hundreds of pounds of food at the local food pantry. If homeowners remember their role, many Rhinelander residents received a note on their door for the annual Scout for Food community project. It asked folks to leave out a bag of food Saturday morning for the Scouts to pick up. The Scouts will then deliver that food to the Rhinelander area food pantry. So this serves as a reminder for those people, put out those bags of food. And if you did not receive a note and would still like to participate, call Amanda Flannery with the Samoset Council at 715-409-6690. Argonne, Wisconsin is celebrating its centennial this year, and they need some help. The Crandon Area Historical Society is looking for actors, script writers, and costume designers to help in Argonne cemetery tours. The tours will tell stories and encourage to think about how a person below a tombstone may have impacted their family and community. No prior experience is necessary to participate, and if you're interested, there is a planning meeting tonight at 6 p.m. in the Argonne Town Hall. Chief Meteorologist Jeff Weller joins us now. Jeff, happy Wednesday.
Hey Dan, happy Wednesday. Well, today was day 10 with measurable rain and or snow in Rhinelander. We're getting through this okay. However, it'll end tonight and tomorrow. Some sunshine's back in the forecast, but outside now, not so much. 37 in Rhinelander, 37. Here we are in mid-April. 42 Leona, 40 Wisconsin Rapids, so it's chilly out there again. Tomorrow, upper 40s with sunshine, followed by 50s this weekend. There are still lots of clouds out there and some light rain and snow showers. With temperatures above freezing right now, the rain or the snow is actually back to rain, but it will begin to flurry again tonight and into tomorrow morning, before it finally gets out of here tomorrow evening. All part of this much bigger system, upper level low. They move very, very slowly. It'll finally get out of here tomorrow and bring back some sunshine for the weekend. Our forecast though for tonight though is cloudy skies, some light rain and snow showers, maybe a dusting of snow with low temperatures down near 31. Your full forecast at 5 o'clock.
A technical education is more valuable and essential than ever, with 2/3 of careers in 2020 requiring hands-on skills. Nicolet College provides a quality education and programs that are more flexible, affordable, and relevant in today's careers. For added flexibility, select programs offer monthly start dates and personalized learning. Plus, with courses offered on campus or online, there's a program suited for everyone. Nicolet College is the next step toward your successful career.
Play your way. Dine your way. Stay your way. Ho-Chunk Gaming Wittenberg. Win your way.
There's more to a yard than freshly cut grass. There's real life.
full of twists and turns. Which is exactly why we built these mowers, to clear the way for stuff like this right here. Run with us, because the best yards are planted with real memories. Nothing runs like a deer.
Stop by Lakeland Lawn and Equipment in Arborvita for special offers taking place for a limited time. Get great deals and service on legendary John Deere equipment.
Hey, Antonio. What you working on?
What you think of my new proposal on coverage?
Well, you put big red X's through Chicago, Detroit, and Minnesota.
Yep.
Nope. With Cellcom, you get great coverage up north or in enemy territory, and we're always working to make it better. Cellcom, clarity in a cloudy world. It's Cellcom Spring Sale, April 1st through the 15th. Get a smartphone for just $3 per month. Plus, get a $100 sign-on bonus for any new smartphone line. Visit cellcom.com/spring for details.
Okay, we're starting Wednesday out with a video. Jeff, what do you think would happen if you wrung a wet towel in space?
I think the droplets would fly everywhere.
Okay, well, let's take a look, because an astronaut actually did it at the space station. You can kind of listen to him here.
You can hear me while I'm talking. And now let's start wringing it out. It's really wet.
So it kind of just, it does.
There they go. They fly everywhere.
It does fly everywhere. It kind of has this weird water bubble.
So what if that lands on something that, blows up the space station? You know what I mean? That's not good.
Oh, like if it did electrical circuit or something? Yeah, you're onto something.
That can't be a good experiment to do in space.
Okay, Jeff. Now we're going to transition to a story. You asked yesterday about how animals might be trapped inside people's summer homes.
Yes.
So we're going to start with this. I learned a new word yesterday, Jeff. This is an egress window. Oh. And I asked everyone in the newsroom. No one else knew what it meant either. But apparently an egress window is kind of this window that goes into the basement. So this lady from Sugar Camp called me. She's from Florida, but she comes up to Sugar Camp during the summer. And there was a deer stuck in her egress window when she came back. So we can take a look at some footage.
Dan.
Well, it's a recreation. This is a recreation I did on my computer system. I feel like I did a pretty good job. Look at that shot. Okay, anyway. So the deer was stuck in there. She had to call the police. They tranquilized the deer and eventually.
So there was a happy ending. The deer survived.
The deer survived, correct.
Okay.
And it looked like a magnificent deer as well, so I'm glad I was able to get out.
That was an amazing looking deer.
Right.
That's a 30-point buck.
And I want one more picture. We actually saw this picture yesterday. The raccoon. But what drew my attention after I looked at it again is this weird chopped off bottle.
Where?
Why do you have this chopped off top of a bottle? On your...
I think that's just the angle. I don't think there's a chopped off bottle.
You think that's like an illusion?
Yeah. I don't remember cutting a bottle in half.
Okay.
Oh.
Maybe the bird or raccoon did something to it.
I think you're thinking too deep into these pictures.
Well, Jeff.
Looking for a deer in there and couldn't find it.
Well, I want to think deeply about some teen character awards, right? So tell me about...
Tomorrow night, people. Tomorrow night is the YMCA Teen Character Awards. This is a yearly awards ceremony recognizing about 40 teens this year. About 40 teens, from Lincoln, Oneida, Langlade, counties as well, also for Forest County and Vilas County too. And it's the YMCA's core values, right? So we're trying to award these teens who are doing great things with their lives, right? And leading by example, and the examples of caring, honesty, respect, and responsibility. And that's going to be tomorrow at the Hodag Dome. It'll be streaming live on the YMCA's Facebook page. Justin, Betty, and I are emceeing the event. It's a whole production, and I cannot wait to recognize these teens. It wasn't a live event last year because of COVID. This year, though, we're doing it again in the Hodag Dome. It's going to be an amazing night tomorrow night.
That'll be a lot of fun. All right.
Cannot wait.
Thank you, Jeff, for doing that. We're going to be back in a few minutes. We're going to head south to Marathon County. We're going to learn about the origin of the names for Wausau and Mosinee. We'll be right back.
Saturday, April 24th, the Wisconsin Department of Justice will be holding a free prescription drug take-back event. If you have unused or unwanted medications, ointments, patches, non-aerosol sprays, inhalers, vials, or pet medication, clean out your medicine cabinets. Don't let your old medication fall into the wrong hands by disposing of unused or unwanted medications properly. For more information on locations and accepted items, go to doseofrealitywi.gov. This information is brought to you by the Human Service Center of Forest, Vilas, and Oneida County.
Freshly mown grass and sounds of friends' laughter is in the air. You're ready to rock the summer. And so is Wickersham Jewelry during their annual Diamonds and Grill event, April 12th through May 1st. Give her the gorgeous ring she's been dreaming of. And get the Yeti Tundra 45 cooler or Traeger grill you've always wanted. Interest-free financing available. Wickersham Jewelry. If you can dream it, we can make it.
All right, we get $35,000, not on a $40,000 to $45,000. Howdy, folks. Wayne Yoder, the auctioneer, here to tell you about our May 22nd Classic Car Auction. No need to transport your classic car across the world to be sold when we can bring the world of buyers to your car and make it a star. Offering 5 ways to bid. Consign your car or entire car collection for top dollar. Go to yodersold.com or call us today and be in our Classic Car Auction on May 22nd.
Each year, thousands of wildfires are caused by burning debris. Homes are lost. Lives are changed. Fires that could have been prevented. Not only is it harmful to the environment, burning garbage pollutes the air we all breathe. Protect your community. Avoid burning or consider alternatives. Compost, recycle, or donate used items to someone who can give them a new life instead of it costing your own. Keep it safe. Keep it clean.
Welcome back to Up North at 4 and our How We Got Here series. We're doing a little bit of a callback today. We're going to go back to our What's in a Name kind of theme. We're going to introduce Ben Clark from the Marathon County Historical Society. Ben, welcome to the program.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So, What's in a Name? Let's talk about 2 communities today, Wausau and Mosinee.
Yeah, it's an interesting sort of comparison because they both have very similar origins in that they both emerge on the Wisconsin River, right? In the late 1830s, the area starts to be explored, and then in the 1840s, people start coming here. And I think like a lot of Wisconsin, the main reason they come here is for the lumber. A lot of trees you can cut down, a lot of opportunity to turn that into, products. Well, actually not even turning them into products. They're just cutting the trees down, sending them to a sawmill, and then sending that further south, to wherever they're going to use it. But in order for all that to happen, you need to have a river because there's no roads, there's no railroads. In order to get the trees to the factory or to the mill, and from the mill to wherever they're going, you need a river. And also, it's really helpful to have a river to power that sawmill. So that's why the 2 early communities that emerge here in the 1840s are really just the people in Wausau and the people in Mosinee, although they don't call themselves that at this point. In fact, I don't think that you would find a map before maybe 1850 with the name Wausau on it, and you wouldn't see a map before 1855 with Mosinee, because in both cases, they originally were kind of known by the place on the river where they got set up. So, there's some it's hard to know specifically where this comes from. There's a bunch of different specific, ideas that have been thrown out. The one that seems to be the most likely is that they're both named Bull Falls, right? There's Big Bull Falls and Little Bull Falls. There's actually a whole bunch of other Bull Falls on the Wisconsin River. For some reason, they just liked that idea. There's a grandfather Bull Falls. There's a grandmother Bull Falls. There's a Bull Calf. There's a Bull Junior. There's a Bull Sampson Falls. Whoever liked it just liked the idea. But the idea for the bull seems to be that it's like the roaring sound of a bull in the distance, and that's the rapids kind of give it its name, which is an interesting sort of thing here, except, maybe not the most, the best name long term. Little Bull Falls and Big Bull Falls is kind of a mouthful. It's not very descriptive. And it's kind of interesting because, they have the opportunity to sort of create an identity by making a new name. And so when they get a post office actually in Wausau, they make an attempt to rebrand it in 1849. Originally, there was the town of Little Bull Falls. But before we get too far, they decide, a better word might be more appropriate. And so they pick Wausau, which is a Native American word that they borrow. According to the stories, it's the place that the Chippewa called this area, which translates roughly to far away place or far off place. I don't really know much more than that. It just kind of, well, that's a good word. That's what they call it. I think part of this is, again, the attempt to try to create an identity for yourself. And this is a community that's been around for maybe a decade. So they can't exactly pull back to their, grandparents' generation and say, well, let's name it after someone there. So they pick a name that they can kind of pull the legacy of the Native Americans who have lived here for much longer. And a similar thing happens in actually maybe even more clearer example in Mosinee, because Mosinee is again a Native American word. In 1855, they have an opportunity to move the post office from one side of the river to the other, and in the process, they decide to change the name of the community from Little Bull Falls. I think by this point, especially, Little Bull Falls is kind of problematic for them because there's that comparison to the Big Bull Falls. Even if they're not calling themselves Big Bull Falls, there's always going to be that comparison. So they picked Mosinee. And the way this comes about is that, according to the stories, Joseph Desert, who is like the big lumber baron there, he's kind of put in charge of figuring out the new name. He doesn't like the suggestions that's put forth. And so he says, well, what about a Native American word? He says Indian word. And so rather than talk to a Native American about this, he asks his trapper friend, a fur trapper from way back. He's one of the early people here. And he says, well, why don't we name it after Chief Mosinee?
Mad City, your window and bath partner of the Green Bay Packers, installs high-quality baths, showers, and walk-in tubs in as little as 1 day with premium wall patterns like sandalwood, white slate, and more. Mad City is Wisconsin's #1 remodeler. It's our spring blowout sale. Save $1,000 with interest-free financing for 2 years and a $100 gift card with purchase. But act now and double your savings to $2,000 on a new bath or shower system. Double your interest-free financing to 4 years. Double your bonus to a $200 gift card with purchase. Plus, call during this program and we'll double your gift from a $25 to a $50 Walmart gift card with your free in-home estimate. And ask about Mad City's Do More discount for extra savings on new Eco Sky windows and kitchen cabinet refacing. We have an A+ rating with the BBB and over 50,000 satisfied customers.
I'd rate Mad City baths 10 out of 10.
When it comes to the bathroom, the Mad City bathroom, I have to give it a 10.
It's exactly what we wanted. And so they were fantastic. A 10.
And remember, it's our spring blowout sale. Save $1,000 with interest-free financing for 2 years and a $100 gift card with purchase. But act now to double your savings to $2,000 on your new bath or shower. Double your interest-free financing from 2 to 4 years. Double your bonus to a $200 gift card with purchase. Plus, call during this program and double your gift. That's right, from a $25 to a $50 Walmart gift card with your free in-home estimate. From Wausau and North Central Wisconsin, call 715-941-4238. That's 715-941-4238.
And Mosinee was apparently a guy who, in charge of a group of Chippewa. They spent part of the year encamped on the bend of the Wisconsin River, where eventually the paper company is going to go. And Mosinee was a guy that the early settlers really liked. He was very, very kind and giving. Whenever they needed help, he was happy to help. Very generous. Whenever they dealt with him, he was, gave them a good deal. Fair trader, all that sort of thing. And so they thought this would be a good person to name the community after. And so that's what they do. And it would have, I think like Wausau, it would have just become part of the landscape if it wasn't for that paper company that goes in, right? In 1910, the Wausau Sulfite Fiber Company gets established on the bank of the Wisconsin River at that bend of the river. It's not a great name to start off with. They are going to change the name to Mosinee Paper, but that's not until 1928. So it's going to be about 2 decades of the Wausau Sulfite Fiber Company. And part of that is the Wausau. The sulfite fiber is important because that's part of this new method they use to build the paper company, and it allows them to make this new, their sort of trademark product, their specialty product, which is kraft paper. This is sort of that brown, tough paper, like butcher paper, or the sort of stuff that you make like grocery bags out of, that sort of thing. And this becomes so popular that eventually that's their brand name, Mosinee Paper, and they decide to rename it, the company, after it, because it's, this is the era in which you got to compete with other companies. So you got to get your product out there. So having a good name is good. Also having a good logo is good. And so that's where we get into a bit of an issue. Well, not an issue necessarily, but they would like to name it. They've adopted the sort of trademark name for their paper, Tough as an Indian. And they'd like to have a Native American sort of head. And specifically, they think it'd be great if they could get like a Chief Mosinee figure. But Chief Mosinee's been gone for such a long time at this point. I don't think he was even still alive. I could be wrong about this, but I don't know if he was alive back in the 1850s when they named it after him. So there definitely wasn't any cameras around to take his picture. So they had this dilemma. And so the story goes that Joseph Desert, again, is, at least according to his daughter years later, he's traveling around with a bunch of Wassa paper guys. They're at a depot where they see, oh, here's this guy that's been sitting there. He's a Native American. Who knows where he came from? They don't really talk about it. They just kind of say, there he was. And he fits the bill just perfectly. He has a very, the way he carries himself, the way he has the deep wrinkles in his face, the sort of aged, sun-tanned, leathery look, that kind of is, for better or worse, is associated with Native Americans. And so they go over to him, they asked him if, could we take your picture? And they use that picture then to make their logo. And then over the years, the question of who is depicted in this logo, it kind of disappears. Initially, they make a very, I think there was a clear intention to say this is not Mosinee. I don't know if they explicitly say that, but they never say it is Mosinee until they start saying it is that guy. Except the interesting thing is, I think they call him Wahagunta. And I don't know if that's his actual, I think that might be his actual name, but it also seems to be a name, and maybe this is coincidence, but there's also a lot of very similar figures all over the country. There's a Navajo Indian, there's an Apache Indian, like that they talk about these guys. The name Wahagunta, they're these aged chiefs of their tribes. Eventually they are going to phase out that Indian head logo. Based off of Wahagunta or Mosinee or whoever. So yeah, a very complicated kind of story surrounding what could have been a very similar thing. Like Wassa, okay, it's a Native American word, we're just going to kind of run with it. Because of the person attached to this, because of the sort of surrounding the logo for the Mosinee Paper Company, it becomes a lot harder. And especially because we're talking about Native American history, right? In which we have lots of stories about German immigrants and Polish immigrants and, the early Yankee founders of this community. We don't have too many, stories by Native American people. It's just, one of the realities of being a historian here. Those stories don't get recorded. Where we know about Chief Mosinee is just what we know that they decided to include when they talked about why they named it after him. And beyond that, we don't talk about him.
Well, Ben, you've given me a new appreciation of your work as an archivist. Thank you for doing it. It sounds very challenging, but also seems very, very fulfilling as well. So thank you, and thank you for coming on Up North at 4 again.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
The Olympic spirit is something that's so beautiful and so universal.
It's all about bringing the world together. You represent so much more than yourself.
People from all over the world, and everything kind of just stops.
Everyone's there for one moment and to see their country do well and win, no matter where you're from.
You want to see your country succeed.
Overpowering, amazing sense of unity.
There's nothing better than that.
Bon Voyage 2020, hello 2021, and the coolest promotion we've ever offered. You deserve a vacation, when you're ready, of course, and Tundraland wants to help pay for it. Get a new bath or deck from Tundraland, and we'll give you a vacation voucher for 2. Travel when you want, and it's good for 2 years. Use it for a cruise, a vacation condo, or a resort stay. We have a very limited amount, so call 1-800-TUNDRALAND and reserve your spot today.
With 11% off everything, Menards is your go-to for the best roofing products. Protect your home and upgrade your curb appeal with the perfect roofing solution from Atlas Shingles. Castlebrook shingles are built with beauty, ease, and durability in mind. And with 7 colors to choose from, you'll find a roof to suit you for years to come. All Castlebrook shingles are now 11% off. Save 11% on everything now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Northland Basement Systems is the all things basementy company. Basement waterproofing, basement finishing, basement structural repair, humidity and mold control, and nasty crawl spaces too. When it comes to basement solutions, nobody does it better than we do. Since 1991, homeowners just like you in the Northland have trusted Northland Basement Systems for all things basementy in their homes. Call Northland Basement Systems today to schedule a free home evaluation.
This is an exciting time for people in central Wisconsin who suffer from hip and knee joint pain.
With this innovative technology, we're able to offer patients a total joint replacement that is positioned to match their individual anatomy.
We can perform with pinpoint accuracy, and we're proud to introduce this technology.
With 3D surgical planning and dynamic joint balancing, getting patients back to the things that they enjoy.
Robotic arm-assisted surgery for joint replacement at Bone & Joint. Call 800-445-6442.
Jeff, 100 days till the Tokyo 2021 Olympics.
2021.
2021. We're out of time. We'll see you next time.